friends to filter through this land of ours and fill a sportsman's dreams. Enjoy what nature holds for us, her bounty never ends. Getting back to basics with the practical sportsman. It's always an adventure, no matter where we go. From a favorite hunting spot to the hottest fishing hole. Outdoor life we all can share with family and friends. We'll do it all together with a practical sportsman. We'll do it all together with a practical sportsman.
Hello, sportsmen. Hey, I have some good news and some bad news about pheasant hunting. Now, the bad news is that the population is still relatively low and success isn't all that great. But the good news is if you have a pointing dog, you can increase your success, especially increase your enjoyment of pheasant hunting. A good dog is a pleasure to work with in the field. That's what this show is about, pheasants and pheasant dogs. I'm Fred Trost with some practical information on pheasant hunting.
Right here, where?
Okay. Could be grown. There it goes.
Right, geez.
Why are we finding? Well, it looks like conditions should be good. It's nice and damp this morning. We've got a slight breeze. So we have to wait. You can't really tell. Oh, she's getting awful birdie.
Looking real good.
You almost feel the wind off her tail.
It's coming right at us, so it's real good. We haven't come into the first bird yet. We'll find out how far back away from the bird is. That'll tell us how good their scenting conditions are. Vic's got something up there. We probably have one running up ahead of us.
Oh.
They say it's there.
Slow up, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna circle up front. Try to put the bird up.
Nice and slow, guys. Oh, yeah.
Hens.
Don't be surprised if there's more in there.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna come in and check it out. Whoa.
You're about, what, 10 feet away?
Yeah, conditions aren't that bad. They were probably 10, 15 feet. Okay, check it out, girls.
Brad, how many went up behind us last year if we did something like that? A lot.
Okay, let's wait right here because those were young birds. Let them cover this a little bit. We may find the rest of them are sitting right nearby.
You think so?
It's a good chance of it.
Explain to the folks how you knew those were young birds.
Well, by the feathers of the birds, they weren't completely feathered out. A mature hen would have been really nice looking, smooth. They were rough looking.
What do you make of this?
Vic, no, she just moved. It looked like she may have had one, but that's where they were setting. So she was pointing to the ground scent.
This is so exciting. This dog work. These dogs are staying in close, Mark.
Yeah, I breed for fairly close working hunting dogs. A lot of people like to see them working further out, but for the cover we've got, now this is a exception, really. This field is a lot larger and more open than a lot of fields that people are going to hunt around here. In Michigan, we don't have that many large fields. So a lot of the work you're doing is real close work with the dogs. You've got to be able to see what your dog's doing so you don't lose him all the time.
You don't have bells on the dog.
No, I trust
You
him.
don't need 'em?
I trust him to be able to call them back. If they get out, I can give a toot and bring them in. She thinks there's something up there. Something's been there. We may have both dogs going. Somebody watch Coco. She's birdie. You guys take her? Or you want to hold on that one?
Well, we'll hold on that one until you shoot your birds over that one.
Well, he's going with you if you want to
Okay.
take that one. See how solid? She was flagging before. She's solid now. She says it's there.
And
Come right in at her.
another rooster. Yeah. Think it's in here this close?
Yeah. It might be right in front of her nose.
Scare the heck out of me if it goes up.
Oh, there's a form right here for...
Okay. Could be growing. There it goes.
Right, geez!
Why are we finding all the hens?
I don't know, but this...
Okay. Okay, get them up.
Oh, man, that was right under her nose.
And you were wondering about him being that close. Vic, Coco.
I can't believe that.
See, there may be more in here.
That dog was right here and that bird was right here.
Why are they all hens? What'd you do with the roosters?
This is as exciting as pheasant hunting has ever been for me, I'll tell you that.
You want to know how close that hen was to my feet? Well, you can see how close it was when it flushed. Close enough to make my arms fly in all directions. A bird that causes this kind of reaction is very close.
And that was right under her nose.
Once again, an immature hen. You can tell by its short tail.
Okay, let's move in.
Wow. Oh, my.
Action.
Oh,
It's just the wrong flavor, huh?
yeah, oh, yeah, but this dog work is...
Walking in cover that's full of pheasants can give you the jitters, sort of like walking through a fun house. You don't know where the birds are going to pop out, maybe under your feet. The dogs add to the tension by letting you know that a bird is close somewhere. The 80 acres we were hunting was covered with thick grass. It's set-aside land, cropland that the farmer agrees not to cultivate, and it provides lush year-round food and cover for the pheasants. The owner of this property is Brett Ramey, who farms it. Myself, Buck Beardsley, and Mark Raymond were the hunters on this opening morning. But the two hunters who made the day especially exciting were Coco and Vic, Mark's German short-haired pointers. The smell of a pheasant brings them to a screeching halt.
Oh!
Rooster.
Good one.
Young rooster, but I can tell by the color.
Yeah.
This is the kind of bird that would let hunters walk right by holding tight, but a hunting dog with a keen nose picks up the scent and locks in, pointing the bird. This was Brett Ramey's bird, but he pulls the old trick here called, "Here, you carry it in your game bag. It'll make you feel like you've been successful."
When you're hunting with the dog, you not only need to be in control of the dog, but you have to be dominant. The dog has to think you're dominant over him. Because when you have, they're a pack animal, the hierarchy, and if you have a pack of dogs hunting, they follow the leader of the pack. Mm-hmm. He's the one that leads into the chase, and if you're that leader, they're going to hunt with and for you. So if they feel they're dominant over you, they're going to be out running and you're going to be chasing them. Coco heel.
Mark uses the basic commands to control his dogs throughout the hunt.
Sit.
And he uses hand signals.
Coco. Get him up. Yep. Get him up. Atta girl. Get in there.
How the dog moves is also a good indicator of where the birds are.
You see she's got her head real high, looking up. It means the bird's probably up ahead a ways. So this is a good reason to have a dog that hunts with his head in the air, is because he can pick up scent of a bird way out there and move in on it. I've seen Coco pick up scent 50 yards away and move in on locking a bird, which is what she just did. She just went about 40 yards on this bird and locked on it. Run out on us again.
Very often, these opening morning birds had left their roosts 15 minutes earlier.
Oh!
Rooster!
Good one.
Oh, look at him, look at him, look at him!
Oh!
Pheasant hunting success on any given day is highly dependent on the weather. If it's raining or snowing, well, I'm not sure where the birds go, but you don't see too many. A cold morning with frost, the birds hold tight in their roosts until the sun starts to climb, and that's ideal. A comfortable morning like this, the birds seem to be too active.
Oh, yeah.
They're going up ahead of us. They're doing a lot of running. They're not holding tight. And besides that, they're grouped up. If they were split up a little more, you get singles, they'll usually hold a little tighter. And we've got 10, 15, 20 birds going up at a time. And when one goes up way ahead of us, the rest are coming up with it.
Birds are in different spots. A lot of it has to do with the conditions and what the neighbors got planted in the field back here. This year it's corn, and I think on the warm nights the birds will stay in the corn more. They won't come over to roost so much.
So we had a warm night last night. It rained yesterday. It wasn't cold this morning. I mean, there was dew, wasn't frost. And you
If
said
it's
right
frost,
away.
it's a different story. And I said when you got here, you know, it's not going to be like it was last year. It was warm last year, but with the soybeans, I don't think the birds are going to stay in the soybeans. Now, where we got the birds last year, if you remember right, there was a bunch of sweet corn on the other property. Well, they flew right over into the sweet corn. I don't know. It's just a guessing game from one day to the next.
It could be.
Tomorrow could be totally different bug game.
Yeah.
I want to give special thanks to Brett Ramey for letting us hunt his Southern Michigan farm now. Well, it's our third year. No two opening days have ever been alike. This one was short on birds in the bag, but Mark Raymond's highly trained German Shorthairs gave us a show that I'll never forget. Well, you know, you can say that it really doesn't matter if you catch fish or bag any game. It's always great to be outdoors. Well, let's be honest. Yes and no. If the weather's nice, if you're feeling good, you like the buddies you're with, well, you can tolerate the lack of success hunting or fishing. But there's one thing that is guaranteed to make any trip more fun, any hunting trip that is having a good bird dog. Now, they're exciting to watch, they make great companions, and when they're trained and they obey, hey, they're a real pleasure to be around. But how do you get a good bird dog? Now, a lot of people who come to the Practical Sportsman Museum on our sporting dog and puppy weekends wonder the same thing. How do you pick a puppy for hunting? How do you tell if an 8-week-old bundle of fur will be good in the field? And what kind do you want? Labrador Retriever? Chocolate, black, or yellow? Or how about a Chesapeake Bay Retriever? They're a little bigger, thicker hair, but oh, so totally lovable. English Setters. Oh, they're so stylish and classy. Elegant dogs. Brittany's are small pointing dogs. A lot of people like their size and their temperament. German Draught Hares or Wire Hares can retrieve ducks in cool water, and they point. And then there's the popular German Shorthair, an extremely versatile breed. It points, retrieves, and even tracks game, and it's a good family dog. It's Mark Raymond's favorite.
Well, it started years ago. I was a teenager, and a friend of mine had a German Shorthair I hunted over, and I just couldn't believe the way the dog worked. He worked into the birds, he'd point, and the bird moved, he'd go in, and I decided then I was going to have one. And at the time I had Brittany's. And I got into the Shorthairs, and the natural ability and trainability of the Shorthair, I feel is staggering. They're a very versatile hunting dog. Their natural retrieving instinct, water love, is real strong. And that's what I like. When you train a dog, if you've got a dog, good breeding behind it, and the natural ability and trainability is there, that takes a lot of the work away.
Well, if you have one, fine. But what if you're buying one? How do you know if you're going to get one or not?
The best thing you can do is ask them if they have a pedigree to the dog, and check and find out that the parents have been proven are excellent hunting dogs, that they've got some titles behind them, and not necessarily a field trial title, because the field trial dogs, some of them are very high strung and hard driving, and they don't make very good hunting dogs. For the average hunter who's never trained a dog to take one of these dogs and try to control it, it's a lot harder than if you get a dog from calmer, close working hunting stock.
What is the deal on these field trial dogs? Why are they so difficult?
They're bred to range. A field trial dog, all age, which is a very hard driving dog, a good definition is borderline out of control. They're out hunting, covering ground and hunting for themselves. You follow them on horseback. They hunt, you follow them. I like a dog that hunts with and for me. I go hunting and I go one way, he goes with me. I don't have to follow him. And that's why I like the calmer dogs. I work with a lot of the German bloodline, recent German imports, and breed for the calmness. If I get high-strung dogs, aggression, they're gone. I won't breed that. I breed for the calm, closer working foot hunting dog.
Well, out of a litter, say, of a half dozen, 6, 7 pups, aren't you going to have one that's a dud or not?
Yeah, they're not all good. You don't, if you breed the best of the best, to produce the best, you don't always get 8 or 10 perfect puppies. The conformation is going to be different. Their temperament, as I said, is different. And what you're trying to do is produce as most consistent litter as you can. And that's why you want to breed with proven dogs. Not that their great-grandfather did something fantastic, but that the parents themselves are good hunting dogs.
Well, how do you pick out the one that isn't?
That has the natural
not.
ability?
No, is not. In other words, you know, people talk about this is what you want in a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be easier to sort out the one or two that aren't as good and then take one of the remaining?
Yeah, it's hard though. Most people pick their pups at 6 to 8 weeks. I don't let mine go until 7 weeks. 49 days is what I recommend.
But is that long enough
And
to tell?
it's hard to tell with a dog that age. And what I keep for my breeding stock, I just sold a dog that I had kept for almost a year and a half and worked with him. But by the time he was a year, I realized he's not what I wanted, and I let him go. But he was good, he just didn't have everything I wanted. Well, you're talking a puppy at 6 weeks of age, you can't tell. They go through so many changes. You can look at what natural ability you're seeing now, but they may just be developing faster than another pup. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to tell when you're going to choose a puppy. A lot of people looking for a hunting dog, and I've seen so many come into my place looking at a puppy, and they want the one that's out by himself and searching and running, and that's the independent puppy. That's the one I don't want. I don't want the dog that's going to be hard driving and hyper, and they say, oh, that's a hunting dog, should be hyper. Well, those are the dogs that are going to be harder for the average Joe hunter to take and train himself, because they're higher strung, they're hard-headed dogs. Now, some of them will calm back down, but if you start with a calmer dog, you're usually going to end up with a calmer dog.
So, how is your family going to pick the right dog? If the puppy does this, there's little choice. But think about Mark Raymond's suggestion on choosing a calm dog for hunting. Makes a lot of sense to have a dog you can control. What do you see in this dish? Just looking at it, how do you size it up, John?
It looks good. Nice blend. Looks like it's got enough sauce where the rice won't be dry. Sweet and sour. Beautiful hors d'oeuvre or garnishes around the outside. These scallion onions are beautiful. Parsley. The snow pea pods are going to be nice and crunchy, give a nice oriental effect.
Now, you mentioned...
I expect a lot out of this dish before I've even tasted it.
You mentioned that it has
Ready,
enough
Doc?
juice on it so the rice isn't dry.
That's correct. Sometimes you have problem having enough moisture in these types of dishes.
Never thought about that.
Good sweet and sour sauce. The pheasant flavor definitely comes through in this, and I like the way he must have coated the pheasant with a flour before you stir fried it. Mm-hmm. Makes a nice little batter on the pheasant.
Mm-hmm. Look at it, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Well, that's because it's an Ohio pheasant.
Oh, here we go.
Boy, that's pretty funny talking to a Michigan man with a knife, and not a regular table knife either. Let me tell you. You know what I mean, Buckeye?
Yeah, but I look at
Aren't they what they're called down there?
Your friends, and
Yeah, but you know what? You're looking at the front. You know, Wayne Fonts called us up and offered us a multi-million-dollar contract not to come here today to show up at the Silverdome. And you said that?
Hey, I'm a Michigan fan all the way.
There we go.
Oh, boy.
Time's
and
getting better.
His nickname is Tuffy.
What would I do to change this? I would use a little Caro syrup.
Pineapple wedge.
Oh, that's what you got.
Pineapple?
The pineapple, I was thinking the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
good. Yeah, pineapple would have been good. You know.
Pineapple juice in there.
Just
Would have done that. Would have made
Just
that.
put
But
an
you know-
edge. Just
you
an
know
edge.
All
what?
those
let's-
variants, I think it's wonderful. Just
Oh, I
the way
I
it
was
is.
going to say, let's not end this thing on nitpicking it to death.
Really, I think
That
it's
was
wonderful. Just
nitpicking.
win. You can invite me to dinner anytime.
Is it a winner?
It's a winner.
It's
What
a
happens when
winner.
you're by yourself.
Way to go. Round of applause for Wayne Rouse,
Hey.
the winner here. Pheasant hunting had its big heyday in the 1950s, and for the past 40 years, well, it's been in a major slump. But that doesn't mean that it's gone forever. Wildlife has a way of adapting and rebounding. The next 10 years, hey, we could see some big changes for the better. But in the meantime, make sure you get outdoors every chance you get. It's a great place to be. See you next week. This young man's name is Bradley Leonard. He caught a 14 1/8 inch yellow perch, 1 pound 6 ounces. This was, golly, 2 days before pheasant season opened. The 18th of October, 5:30 in the afternoon in Lake St. Clair. Bradley, What, it must have been a little chilly that day, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you do a lot of fishing in the fall like that?
Not really.
Not really? What was the occasion?
You had the day off of school, didn't you?
Had the day off from school?
Yeah.
And did you have the day off from work?
I took the day off work.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
And the 18th of October, that is not a normal time that people think about getting out fishing.
No, during October, we probably caught 3,000 perch.
No kidding.
No kidding. It was just excellent out in Lake St. Clair this year.
Very many anglers out there?
At least 100 boats a day.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I wasn't aware that was such a big fishery at that time of year. So you caught one that is an award winner, 14 1/8 ounce, or inches. Did you know that was a trophy winner when you got it aboard?
Yeah.
You did? And you got it entered, and you look right up there and hold it up because you're on television. You a practical sportsman?
Yeah.
Good, he is. Congratulations on that, Bradley.